Flashlight there on my desk. Found the flashlight. I was really happy about that. I found the flashlight. I get love. Then I went back to bed. Cats came. They laid with me.
If any of you would like this extra one, I have had a breakfast and everything. I have enough. Okay. Oh, that's yours? Okay, very good. Should be right here.
So how brilliant was it of Peggy to pick Light of the World Day for this presentation?
Would you like to open it? She'll be in, but she might. Someone said they'd like to fill this. Yes.
I'm allowed to fill in a little time here as we're getting ready. This is the Reverend Jean Boardman. She is with Interfaith Power and Light, and they are the organization that has sponsored the energy audit that we had done on our two buildings and found about $1,400 a year of savings we can do by making some changes, including sealing up the holes in the door, which you now have to pull kind of hard to get closed, right? So just be mindful of that so we don't leave the door wide open. But Dr. Goosen from the University of Delaware was here in December and went over everything with us and had his students with him. And we now have their final report in hand, and we're in the process of implementing all of the suggestions that they made. One part of the program is that you can do the same sort of thing in your own home. There are a number of things you can do to reduce the energy consumption of your home and reduce greenhouse gases and, you know, all good things. So that's what we're talking about today. Angie Bevins is here. She's the lady that was setting up, and she has this, she's from Energize Delaware,
She's
right?
with Energize Delaware,
And
yes.
she's going to be doing the presentation on home performance with Energy Star program. You want to say a few words, Jean?
Yes. Greetings.
Greetings.
It was a delight to share worship with you this morning. And given the fact that we are to be the light of the world, this is a good presentation to follow that message. Delaware Interfaith Power and Light is an interfaith program throughout Delaware that works with faith communities with many different programs. And at this point, St. Luke's Episcopal is engaged in the Faith Efficiencies Quick Start program, which is to help us to help St. Luke's be more energy efficient according to your priorities. The audit that's taken place, the audit report that has been produced, and the audit report review, which we'll soon have with Rich Boyd and Bill Hubbard and others, will be to address and outline the recommended energy conservation measures that the auditors identified, but it's up to St. Luke's to decide what are your priorities at this time. And then Delaware Interfaith Power and Light will work with St. Luke's to identify grants that will help you to address the cost of meeting these energy conservation measures. So in addition, as Rich mentioned, Angie Bivens is here to help you bring what we're doing with the church into your homes. And it's all informational. It's to help us be aware of what's possible, what funding is available, not only to the church, but to individual homeowners and residences, so that you can make the most of these resources for the good, not only of your own energy efficiency, But as Reverend Marianne said earlier today, for the sake of greater awareness of our responsibility to be good stewards of the Earth's resources. And there are other programs that Delaware Interfaith Power and Light is offering. We'll be presenting a creation care display to be put in the parish, in the fellowship hall here, that might identify areas that information of areas of interest, ecological, regarding creation care, what the Episcopal Church is advocating in its good work for the earth and its environment. And I would like that to be an interactive display and have your engagement in an expression of interest in any way possible as we assemble that. But at this time, I'd like to introduce Angie Biddens, who is with us from Energize Delaware. And she will speak more about home energy efficiency.
Well, good morning, everybody.
Good morning.
So first and foremost, let me thank Reverend Boardman for a wonderful introduction. She is amazing. And secondly, thank you all for being here this morning. I know you didn't come to see me particularly, but I am glad to see all of your faces. And every time I get to meet anybody, I'm just grateful to meet somebody new because, hey, today wasn't promised, but you're here. So that's awesome. I also want to say I am so close to home. I've been doing these presentations for years, and normally they take me throughout the state, more northern, but thank you to Reverend Boardman for bringing it right down here to Sussex County. I'm a Sussex County girl too as well, so whoop whoop. All right, so I'm going to be talking to you, just as Reverend Boardman said, I'm going to be talking to you about energy efficiency in your home. So I'm going to tell you about some of the programs that Energize Delaware offers that you can utilize in your home. But as I go into that, let me first start by talking a little bit about Energize Delaware. Just curious, how many people in the room had heard of us already? All right, good. I like being able to educate people that don't know yet, so thank you for sharing that. So Energize Delaware is a nonprofit organization. So everything I'm going to tell you is all about helping you. Even if it sounds a little salesy for a second, just stick with me. The goal here is not to sell you anything, it's to encourage you to lessen your energy usage. So again, as a nonprofit, we've got over 16 programs around energy efficiency. As you can already tell, we have ones for houses of faith, we've got them for schools, for businesses, for your home. I tell people, if you've got a building with more than 4 walls on it and you want to make it energy efficient, please reach out to us, okay? If we don't have a program, we've definitely got resources and funding, and we'll do our best to assist you however we can. So, going into your home, the main program I'm going to talk about on today is Energize Delaware's Home Performance with Energy Star program. Just so you know, this is a flagship program of Energize Delaware. It is one of the longest running programs that our organization has had, and this particular program is not unique to Delaware. It's actually found in other states across the United States, but Delawareans, guess what? Our program in this state is actually one of the best run, and Energize Delaware has received awards for running this program to such awesome superiority. Yeah, I'm going to try to make it sound as good as possible. But we've won the same award for 6 years. I think we are looking to make the 7th this year, so keep peeled on our information. But again, just all of that is to tell you how great the program is. So let's talk about it. So the goal of this program is to actually help you find areas in your home where you could be wasting energy or where you could make improvements to save more energy. So that's the entire goal. And this program is open to homeowners and renters, but for renters you do need to get permission from the landlord. The program involves making changes to the home. And no offense, but I don't know too many renters who are just willing to pour money into a house that's not theirs, right? But you want it more energy efficient so the landlord can go through the program. The home does need to be in Delaware. Energize Delaware can only service homes and those that live in Delaware. So if you have any questions about that, feel free to talk to me afterwards. The home itself does need to be less than 4 units. And actually, I just found out we're rolling out a new program trying to help those that are in apartments. So if you're in a condo or apartment, I believe we're in the midst of right now working on that, or it might be available. So if you are and have any questions, feel free to get out with me and I'll be glad to look into it for you. But new things are happening every day. And this is also open for any mobile or manufactured homes as well. So we definitely want to help that housing stock too. So what does the program do? Laundry list of benefits. First and foremost, which everyone loves, lowering your energy usage. Because if you lower your usage, I know, like she's with me. You lower that bill. That's more money in your pocket. So it can also, if you have a home that has drafts in it, you've been complaining, why is this room cold and that room hot? I'm seeing the looks. Yup. We help with that too. It can make your home quieter. The program improves the value of your home, especially if you take use of some of the upgrades and different incentives we have in the program. You can improve your air door quality. So if anyone's been feeling like your home has a smell or a bit of a staleness, unfortunately, you'll know what I'm talking about. It's probably something going on deeper in the home that an energy auditor can help you find. And then lastly, if you are like Reverend Boardman and myself and you just care about this earth, it's going to help you reduce that carbon footprint. You're saving energy and saving some of our earth. So the program begins with what's called an energy assessment, also known as an energy audit, if you ever heard that term. We tried to get away from the term audit because a lot of people got scared. They didn't like the way that sounds, but it's basically an assessment of your home. It takes about 2.5 to 3 hours, and this is done by a trained BPI, which is the Building Professional Institute, a BPI certified individual. So they come into the house and then they're going to run a lot of different tests on your home, including health and safety checks. So they're checking carbon monoxide, they're checking moisture, indoor air quality levels. They're also looking at some things about your overall comfort. So they're going to ask you, do you have concerns about the house? Are there areas of the house that you, because you live there, right? You're the one who would know the areas that you're concerned about the most. So they also take a look at insulation levels, which is a good thing. A lot of people aren't sure of how much insulation they have. And then they're going to test the 2 major energy users in your home, which are your heating and cooling system and your hot water heater. And I want to let you know these are diagnostic tests. So I'll talk a little bit more about the reporting later in the presentation. But you're going to know, they're going to know more about your home and the major energy users in it than you do. I'm telling you, when it came up from the crawl space of my own home, I was like, what was down there? So really good information. Now, just talking more about what they're looking for. So some of the things they're looking for, right here what you're seeing is a picture of what they've used called an infrared gun or an infrared camera. And this camera actually takes a picture of the temperature differences in the room, and then it gives that picture based on colors. So the darker the color, the colder the air. The lighter or more yellow the color, the warmer the air. So what this picture is showing us, you're actually looking at the corner of a wall. And you'll see right in the corner, there's a lot of darkness, a lot of black in the corner. That's letting us know that there's either a small gap or a place that needs to be sealed in that corner because that cold air from outside is creeping into the home. And this is something that needs to be done in a lot of homes called air sealing. And it's one way that you can actually save a lot of money. So in the second picture below, you'll see this was actually the attic, and the attic didn't have enough insulation in it. And the way that we know that, really easy with a visual check, we see the floorboards. We don't want to see those. We want that covered up for a proper amount of insulation. So you'll see that right there in the second picture is where they rectified that. Here's another one that a lot of people don't think of. So this is actually the attic door or your attic hatch. Warm air rises. As warm air rises, what's it do? It wants to run right out of the house, so it's going to go up and out through that attic. So that's what we're seeing. The cold air is actually trying to creep around the attic door. So a quick and easy fix they were able to do for that was an insulated attic cover. So that's what you're seeing over there. Just a real quick covering. It's going to block that air, make that warm air stay where we want it to be. Now, a minute ago I mentioned those customized reports. If you are a report lover or if you just love colors, we've got pages of it for you. So at the end, the auditor's going to sit down with you. He's been through your house. Like I said, it's going to take him a few hours. And he's been all through the house. So he's going to create this report. And this is customized to your home. There's a lot of information in the report. So a few things I want to point out. They're going to ask you for your energy usage for the year so that we can chart it and we can show you, you know, how your energy usage has been going, if you're using more in the winter versus the summer. They're also going to give you an estimated breakdown of how it's being used in your home. So right below that, my second picture here, I know it's a challenge to see, but one question I get all the time, once people have the audit, they're like, well, where do I start? What should I do first? How much is this going to cost me? Your report's going to have some of those answers. So within the report, you get a prioritized improvement package. That sounds beautiful, doesn't it? It's a fancy way of saying, hey, here's our guesstimate of how much you could save and spend if you go forward with any of the recommendations from the auditor. So it's going to tell you, like I said, it's going to prioritize it. Which ones are going to give you the most return on your investment? Because that's important, right? If I put $2,000 into the house, I'm hoping to save at least $2,000. So this is going to help you know that. One new item in our report, if you see all the way over here, this, it says Better Buildings, but this is actually from the Department of Energy. This is something called a home energy score. This is actually, like I said, something new that's come out of DOE. So I want to say that this is happening in other states, but Delaware is very proud to be one of the first states to bring it to you. So what this score is just based on how your home started. Now you have a score of the improvements that have been done to your home. And this score, again, it's from DOE, so it's going to go across the nation. You can compare it to other homes. That's what you're looking at. We have people who come into the program before they sell their home so that they can have this report and be able to say to the seller, here's what you're getting, or here's what you might want to work on before you move in. Right? So really good information to know. If you want to know more about that energy score, more about this reporting, you can definitely find this out. We've also got the information on our website. I'm going to keep going, but again, a lot of great information. Now, like Oprah, right? We have to give away the house in the state. So a lot of people come through the program because what they want are the rebates. All right. These are not mail-in rebates. This is literally a check that we will mail you for a portion of the work you had done. So for each one of these items listed on here, we have a maximum rebate amount that you can receive. Now, if you go to the papers that I gave you, and this information is also on our website, you'll see this chart. It should be the full size one you've got there. All those numbers look lovely, right? These are the maximum rebate amounts you can receive for each piece of work that if you were to have it done. Now, most people max out and do get the maximum, just so you know. So the number you're looking at there more than likely would be what you would be able to receive. So, for example, if you went through the program and then let's say you got your floor insulation upgraded. Floor insulation is listed on here for $750. So you would, and I'm going to walk you through the steps of the program again in a minute, but it takes about 5 to 6 weeks after the work is done. We get information back from the auditor that the work's been completed, they've inspected it, and then we would release your payment to you. If you are wondering, yes, you can have more than one piece of work done, and you select the work that is done on your home. So I'm going to talk a little bit more about this as I go through the process, but I did just want to stop there for a second so you could take a look at those amounts if you like. A lot of items on there. Now again, wait. There's more. I haven't given away the kitchen sink yet. So during the audit itself, before the auditor leaves, the auditor will install up to $250 worth. I see the smile on your face. Up to $250 worth of light bulbs, faucet aerators, shower heads, hot water heater pipe wrapping, and there is no additional charge. The $250 worth of items is included in the one-time fee that you will pay for the audit. And we're going to talk about that fee in just a second, but don't worry, it's not more than $250. I know somebody in the back of their head was like, wait, $250? Oh, no, the audit's at least $300. No! Hold on one second, hold on. All right, so you're going to get $250 worth of items installed the day of the audit, before the auditor leaves. here's the process. And don't worry, I'm coming back to price. All right, so here's the process for the program. Now, this is a whole house approach. So if you run into an emergency situation and you need to have something replaced tomorrow, you would need to call the program, and we do our best to move you through it. But this program doesn't do everything overnight. It is a bit of a process. So the process begins with applying first. You can either apply online or you can give us a call and we'll take your information over the phone. After that, second step, you must have the energy audit done, the energy assessment. Now, any work that you've already had done before the assessment, we cannot give you a rebate on that. Number one question I get, oh, I just got a new heating system put in. I'm so sorry. Part of the program is we do a pre and a post. So we got to have those pre numbers. So if it's already been done, we can't count it. It's already done. But anything done after the audit, that's where your rebates come in. Now, after the audit is complete, or before I move on, during the audit, you're going to get the $250 worth of items installed. After the audit, you must use a contractor in our program for any work you have done. We have over 60 contractors in the state. I am sure you can find a good one. But if you know an auditor, they're not in our and it can be an auditor or someone that does HVAC. If you know someone that's not in our program and you really want to use them, encourage them to join. We are still taking contractors, so just so you know. Now, once the work is complete, like I said, your auditor comes back out. The energy auditor is going to look over the work you had done. And what they're doing is they're doing something called a final test out. It's basically just a review to make sure what we were told would be installed was installed and it was installed properly. So it's good. It's good for you too. So they'll come back out, do that test out, and from that point, it does take 6 to 8 weeks for us to process your rebate check, and you get that in the mail. So me, myself, during the pandemic, my heating system went up. I was like, oh no, I need a new one. But I am part of a great program. So I was able myself to go through the program. I got 2 new heating systems, which I needed, 2 new smart thermostats, and I was able to get a rebate check back for almost $2,000. Now, if I went with an HVAC company on my own, right, I would have paid more than that, I'm sure, and I wouldn't have got back a dime. So the program incentivizes you because we know in our program you're probably going to pay a little bit more for these energy efficient items or upgrades you're making. So the goal of our program is to give you back some of that money and incentivize you to make the more energy efficient upgrade. Now, let's talk business, everybody. Dun, dun, dun. What is the cost? Because everybody's running through numbers in their head. Now, if you were to get this audit done on your own without reaching out to us, let me let you know that fee first, okay? It could cost you anywhere from $300 to $500. If you called up an auditor right now and said, come give me a full energy audit of my home, they would start the truck and be out the door before you could hang up because they'd be excited. But you'd be paying a lot of money. Our program covers over 75% of the cost. I know, I'm hearing math going off in some heads. All right, I couldn't do the math off mine. Smoke would have came out. But anyway, now, before COVID hit, we were only charging $100 for this audit. $100 for the audit. That included the $250 worth of items. Since COVID, we wanted to encourage even more people to use it. So, want to guess what we did? We dropped the cost down to just $50. Okay, I like to give the pause for effect, and thank you for all my wowers. All right, just $50 is all you're going to pay for the audit. Now, if 50 is too much, right? Because like I said, I got to give the sink away here. If 50 is too much, if you are on a fixed income, you can see the income limits over there. You compare your household size to your annual income. And let's say, for example, if you're a family of 3 and you make less than $61,158 a year, we will drop that audit cost down to $25. And this part of the program we call assisted home performance. We literally want to help those that need some assistance. So we drop the audit cost and we increase the incentives. Look at that paper that I talked about a minute ago in front of you. It's got 2 charts on it. The first one is regular home performance, which is open to anyone. Everybody can get that audit for $50. Assisted home performance is that second column. You'll see those incentive numbers jump up a bit more. We're giving a little bit more money back to you, trying to help out a bit more. And again, we decrease the audit. So the audit goes down to 25, the incentive amounts go up. It is the same program, but again, it's just meant to give some assistance to those that need it. Now, with this program, you can also get your audit reduced if you live in one of the downtown development districts. So I get a lot of people who ask, well, how do I know if I live there? Most of the time, those that live in those districts, they know, because they usually let you know. There's always something going on in the downtown development districts to help save money and different things like that. But if you're not sure, there is a website. You can go to delaware.gov and look it up. But the downtown development districts are found in Dover, Seaford, Wilmington, Georgetown, Harrington, Laurel, Milford, and Smyrna. So if you are within one of the downtown development districts in those areas, you would just let the program know. And for that reason alone, we can decrease your audit. So we're definitely going to try to look into every way possible to assist you. So when you come into the program, if you have any questions, just let the program know. Now, one other thing, I'm going to talk about two other things quickly, and I'm actually getting close to wrapping it up for you guys. So if you pull out this brochure right here, there's a beautiful family under a tent in it. I think that's a homemade tent. Might actually be a piece of paper, but anywho. All right, now with the home performance program, we encourage you to make upgrades, to do different things to your home to make it more energy efficient. But we understand that some may run into financial difficulties paying for it, especially if you want to do more bang for your buck or do multiple items in your home. So here's where I sound a little salesy, but stick with me, stick with me. We have an energy loan program. Now this is not your standard loan program because we are upfront about everything. All the terms are right here. So I actually did use this when I got my heating systems because I wanted to go ahead and take care of everything at once. And the home energy loan through Energize Delaware was way better than what my bank was trying to offer me, okay? So with the loan, it can be for anywhere from $1,000 to $30,000, so you can do multiple projects in your home and have this, use this to cover it. It's 100% financing. No money down, no money from you. The interest rate is fixed and it's already low. Want to know what it is? Of course you do, right? 5.99%. That's it. Everybody's getting the same rate. So you don't have to worry and wait and see, you know, shaking when it comes in, like, what's my interest rate? You already know, 5.99. And it is fixed monthly payments. No home equity is required. So if it were a newer home, you could still use this if you wanted to, but I would have some other questions. So there's no fees for you other than, of course, your interest rate, but no additional fees to you or the contractor. Our contractors love this. All right, it's literally just exchange for the money for the work that's being done. So it can be up to 10 years. And here was another great selling point for me. You can determine the years. So if you are already a millionaire and you know you want to pay this thing off in a year, you know what I mean? You can go ahead and set a larger payment and be done with it. If you want to stretch it out the full 10 years and have a smaller payment, feel free to do that as well. Whatever's comfortable for you, it's a question you will be asked. And you do apply right online. The contractor that you use would just need to be one of our contractors that's already working with the loan program, and the majority of our contractors do. So it's a great way to go about it. No worrying about cashing a check or any of that. The money goes directly to the contractor you use. Now, one last thing I want to talk about. If you would find this one right here with the beautiful little brown family on it. They're having a great time dealing with bills. I never smile this hard with my bills, just so you guys know. All right? But this particular program is meant to offer, again, assistance to those that need help. So my quick premise to this one, even if you don't need this program, please hold on to this information, give it to someone that does. I'm almost sure you know somebody that could use this. So let's talk about what this program is. This is actually a program I oversee, and it's very near and dear to my heart. This program we call HEC2, or the Home Energy Checkup and Counseling Program. Now, this program, think about it kind of like Home Performance Lite, okay? It's a smaller, shorter version, and it's a free option. Here's what the program does. So, you'll see the income limits off to the side. Again, these are the income limits that we use for this. As long as you meet those limits within your family size, you make less than that a year, you're able to use this program. This program is a 1-hour visit from an energy advisor. So remember, home performance is about 3.5 or 2.5 to 3 hours because they're running a lot of tests. This one's only an hour because the goal here is to educate more than anything. So what we do in that hour, the energy advisor comes to your home, and again, this is a trained person that knows about energy waste, and they're going to be able to talk to you about your home. During their time in the home, they'll do what's called a walkthrough, right? They're not running actual diagnostic tests, but during the time that they walk through the house with the homeowner or the renter, this can be a homeowner or a renter, they're going to point out things like, hey, I noticed that vent is covered. You really want to uncover that because you're probably wasting energy. Or your windows seem really drafty. Have you thought about using a window insulation kit? We always get people. I can't tell you enough. This is my testimonial. We always get individuals who come through the program and they go, yeah, but I already know how to save energy in my house. I've been doing it for years. And we're like, okay, well, let us just come in and confirm everything you're doing. And then we get in there and give them brand new tips that they did not know. You can always learn something. I'm learning something every year, and I've been doing this for a little while now. I won't reveal my age. All right, so along with walking through the house and giving information, they're also going to sit down and do what we call energy counseling. So of what they see in the house, they're going to make recommendations to them of what they can do to improve their usage in the home. They're also going to tell them about free programs that are available in the state of Delaware, like weatherization assistance or LAHEAP, that can assist them if they're not able to pay their utility bill, or if they're struggling to get repairs done to their home because they can't afford them. We work with over 16 different agencies in the state, so we'll send out your information, we'll send you information on other programs, whatever we have to do to help you get what it is that you need. And then the last thing we do, free of charge, no cost for anything, before we leave, we install up to $100 worth of energy saving items in the house. And we install up to $100 worth of LED light bulbs, LED night lights, faucet aerators, and shower heads, and hot water heater pipe wrapping. No charge for any of that. The goal is to jumpstart your energy savings before we leave the house. So, nice free option. Again, even if you can't use it, I am sure you know someone that does. Our income limits are not low income. I love being able to say that. It's actually low to moderate. We're really trying to help those that feel like, nobody cares about me. I'm working, but I make too much to get help from the low-income programs. Check out Energize Delaware's HEC2 program. Now, last thing I'm going to say, and I believe this is my last slide, let me go through the actual process of an energy checkup, just so you know. So it's much shorter than home performance, but what happens is there's an interview process. So once the person gets to the home, they sit down with you, go over your bills with you a little bit, see if you have any concerns. Then they'll actually do the walkthrough with the homeowner. They'll take a look, looking for any leakage, anything they can educate them about. Then they'll sit down and have a little bit of counseling with them. If there's any programs they can refer them to. If they need additional counseling, sometimes we run into ones who are like, look, I've been trying to talk to the energy company. I don't know what they're telling me. Can you guys actually jump on the phone with me? Yes, we will be your energy advocate if you need one. And we will jump on the phone and help explain to the energy company or see what it is they're trying to explain to you, right? I know sometimes they speak in energy Greek, but we can help. We translate. And then last thing we'll do before we leave is we install up to $100 of the light bulbs, night lights, faucet aerators, shower heads, and hot water heater pipe wrapping before we leave. Our main auditor I work with closely is a gentleman named Chris. Chris gets lots of hugs and loves from everybody for helping them out and going through this walkthrough with them. So hold on to that. Feel free to share that information with somebody that can use it, or if you could use it, feel free to give us a call. Let me get you guys to hold it. I got one more. I thought I was done. I'm so sorry. One more. Feel like she's throwing it all. All right. We also have an online marketplace. Do you need more light bulbs? Get them from us. So if you go to our website, on our website, we've got light bulbs, we've got shower heads, smart strips, if anybody knows what those are. If you don't, you got to check out one of my workshops where I talk about them. But we also have other smart items, smart thermostats, all types of stuff. But the reason I bring this up is because unlike Amazon, Energize Delaware already has put, not rebates, but we've already taken money off of the items on the website. Already. So if you go, there are times that there are sales where the manufacturer will give a certain amount off. We give a certain amount off. Anybody in here know about smart thermostats or ever heard of a smart thermostat? Okay. You know they're a little expensive. They can get all the way up to, a few $100s. On our website, we had just in December, there was a point where we put a rebate on smart thermostats. The manufacturer had a rebate, and we had Nest thermostats, $300 thermostat. $1. I know, right? I didn't believe it either. I was like, let me go check this out. But surely, there it was. So, take a look. I honestly am not sure what deals we have going on right now, so please no one throw anything at me. But I know we've got some great sales going on. As soon as you get to the website, you'll see them right up there. We usually have sales on lighting and water, all types of stuff. So, feel free to check it out. These items are direct shipped to your home. So, good to know, again, that you can get them for cheaper on our website. Again, cheaper than Walmart, cheaper than Amazon, and they do send it directly to your home. And with that, that's the end of my presentation. I'm going to open the floor for questions.
Would you just state your website for the folks online?
Oh, sure. Let's go back one. All right. The website is Energize Delaware Marketplace. That's all one word. Energize Delaware Marketplace.com. And you can put behind it /workshops. That helps me out. Just so we know where you came from. But again, it's Energize Delaware Marketplace.com. And all of this can be found on our website. You can go to energizedelaware.org. You can see all of our programming. We've got new grants for schools. We've got new grants for libraries, grants for a lot of stuff. So we're really trying to make Delaware more energy efficient. So please, by all means, check us out. Any home questions? Well, awesome. I hope you guys will take part. If you're not sure where to begin, make the phone call. We'll definitely walk through with you. We'll tell you what options you have, and we'll make sure to find you the best program available. Feel free to contact any of the phone numbers on your program information, or you're welcome to write down what's right up on the screen. They're all going to our main office. It'll either be me or another young lady that answers the phone, so feel free to give us a call.
Angie, I just want to make clear, if someone calls, they may not be certain what they are eligible for and what is possible given their situation. You will walk them through. You will be an advocate to make the most of the opportunities available.
Yeah, if you're not sure, just give the call the number, let them know you heard about some programs, you weren't sure which one you wanted to sign up for, but you want to make your home more energy efficient. They'll begin to ask you questions and help you fit into which program is going to get you started the best. All right?
Angie, got a question.
Sure.
Not homeowner, but what about like senior centers?
Oh, definitely. A senior center being more energy efficient.
Uh-huh.
We've got programs for that. So I actually do workshops and come out to senior centers.
Okay.
And we do have programs where your senior center can get an energy audit, either at a really reduced cost or it might even be free. I'm not sure. I have to look into that. But the senior center can do pretty much what the church is doing.
I need another thing to take that to the senior center tomorrow morning.
Awesome, awesome. Go right ahead. We'll get you some information, and I'll check and see if I got a business card for you too.
Oh, I would need that. That's good. You all are wonderful. You really are. I mean, this has been incredible.
Yeah.
Awesome, awesome. That's what we want to hear, and we need everybody to help spread the word. We need all of Delaware, when they think about energy efficiency, to think about Energize Delaware. So that's our goal.
Oh my.
All right, if you guys have any other questions, like I said, or think of anything after the fact, feel free to call any of the numbers that's on the information you have there, and I'll get you a business card.
Please.
And thank you guys so much again.
Thank you.